One of my good friends, Mike Walsh, who's a futurist, has a saying where he says, "The pandemic has brought the world of 2030 forward to today." And I love this because it's so true. I mean, in the last 2 years, think about the number of innovations that have occurred in all the different industries that you may be exposed to. There's been crazy levels of innovation. And in a sense, that's happened because, like Mike Walsh says, we've time traveled. And with this time travel, again, 2030 being brought forward to today, that time travel, it's rocked my world. I live in the live events industry, whether it's keynote speaking, whether it's workshops, everything I do is in person. So as you can imagine, as of March 2020, my world was turned upside down. As a professional keynote speaker, just 2 years ago, I'd never heard of the words virtual keynote. Never heard of it before. And just 2 years later, I've now done over 230 virtual presentations. And as a result of doing all these virtual presentations, I started to get obsessed with improving my virtual setup, my virtual studio. I went through iteration after iteration after iteration after iteration. You know, as you can see there, I've improved my studio significantly. But one of my problems is I get addicted to things. And I got addicted to improving the studio setup in terms of the gear. A few months ago, I made the commitment to not just focus on the gear, but why not improve the way you teach virtually as well, Vinh? And I really pushed myself in that arena, trying to think about how can I be innovative and how can I really push the boundaries here? And I discovered a way. I mean, we all know how difficult it is to engage people online, don't we? I mean, if you've done virtual presentations or done meetings online, you know how difficult it is to hold people's attention. So what I did was I decided to improve myself in that arena, and I decided to use VFX. And I gotta tell you, video FX is pretty out there. And I pitched this to quite a few of my clients. Quite a few of them came back and said, "No, Vin, we don't think that's really appropriate." But I'm very lucky to be working with some amazing clients who allow me to experiment, who allow me to turn into a crazy mad scientist. And I want to show you some examples of what we've been able to create. So I use these VFX videos at the start of my virtual sessions and at the end of my virtual sessions. I'm going to roll for you a few of these so you can see what I'm currently doing. And I hope these will inspire you to continually innovate what you do. Check these out. These things.
It's gonna take a second.
See you then. Ah! Oh no. Well, I'm about to scare the crap out of my dog. Oh, how did the... This is Blamer. This is a very powerful gesture. Do it. Otherwise it makes me angry and it makes me green. I'm not gonna be able to rip out of my shoe. I feel so lucky to have clients who allow me to experiment the way that I do. Now, I'm gonna show you one more, because some of the sessions that I run, they're about 2 hours long, these masterclasses. And I was sitting there with my client saying, hey, we should create some kind of palate cleanser in the middle of the 2-hour session, just to break things up and to re-engage the audience. And this is what we created. Check this one out. Welcome back, everyone. I know that 5 minutes is not a huge amount of time, but I just want you to try and practice taking your story and plugging into the formula. Just know that you're not going to be good at this and great at this immediately. It does take time. Just like our muscles, we have to work on it before it builds, builds strength and then... Oh dear, this is bad. You've probably heard about how bad snakes and spiders are, but flies are the worst. Nobody make a sound. Oh God, oh God. Oh jeez, where is it? Can anyone see it? In the chat, tell me if you see it. There you are. Oh God, no, I missed. Where did it go? Okay, so you want some of this, huh? You want some of this? Okay. Oh, it's
so strong. It's so strong. Oh God, Chris, help me. It's winding up, Chris. It's winding up.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love doing this so much. You should have seen the comment section. People were freaking out. People were like,
Wait, what just happened? Was that real? What the? Vin had a bow and arrow in his garage? What is going on?
such a fun experience to be able to play with these things and really try to find new ways to engage with an online audience. And of course, we're still learning. And as we're learning, one of the things that the audience kept asking was,
Oh my God, is that fly okay?
well, because they asked that question, Craig and I had to create this next little piece. Check this out. Tell me, did it scare you? Did the fly, the music go quiet and then, I hope that scared the crap out of you. Now, look, why am I showing you all of this? First of all, I'm showing you all of this because I hope that it inspires you somewhat to continually innovate with whatever it is that you do. However, there's another reason why I'm sharing this with you. I'm sharing with you this because I really believe that learning should be fun. Some weird reason we just believe as adults all of a sudden learning shouldn't be fun anymore. And it reminds me of a teacher of mine when I was really young. When I was in primary school, I had a teacher who was a relief teacher. His name was Mr. Williams. And Mr. Williams always came into class, he had a ponytail, and on top of that he had a ukulele, and he told so many funny jokes, and he'd let us play these tennis ball games in class. And one thing that Mr. Williams did when I was young was that he made me love learning. And when Mr. Williams left as the relief teacher, I slowly but surely, I fell out of love with learning. And more so when I got into high school, and then even more so as I became an adult, I just completely fell out of love with learning. And the reason for this was because learning stopped becoming fun. And I think universally there's this thing with adults where we just all of a sudden have to get so serious. And I'm not saying that
We shouldn't be serious at times when we need to be.
but when we're in a learning environment, I really believe that learning should be fun. Another good friend of mine named Scott Stratton, who's an incredible marketer, he has this brilliant line where he says,
When people laugh, they listen. And when they listen, they learn.
this is one of my biggest values as a keynote speaker, as a facilitator, as a trainer, as a teacher. Anytime I teach, I try to bring fun. In a way, I guess my wife's a pharmacist. I love this line from her. She says, "You've found a way to make the medicine taste good." And all of this is so that I can ask you the question, because I want to learn from you. How do you make things fun with what you do? In your industry, with your work, with your profession? How do you make things fun? Tell me, engage with me. I really want to bring more perspectives and learn more perspectives so we can all learn together and really learn how to harness fun and bring more fun into our lives personally as our lives professionally. So tell me in the comment section below, how do you bring fun into your life?